Thanks everyone for stopping by today. So in a few minutes, I'm going to give you an overview of what all machine learning you can do with Oracle Analytics Cloud. And if you guys using Oracle Analytics today at all? BI on-premise, Oracle BI, yes? Okay. So a lot of the features are going to be available on-premise as well. It doesn't matter if it's cloud or on-prem. So the exercise doing machine learning on Oracle Analytics consists of 4 main steps. The first step is really discover data sources. So what we're looking at here are different adapters that are built in Oracle Analytics to connect to different applications. These could be on-premise applications, databases, or cloud applications like Taleo or Salesforce or Fusion, Oracle Cloud Fusion apps. So the idea is to connect, ingest data into a data lake. This could be a data warehouse, it could be an autonomous database, or really just in-memory data sets. Okay, so we discover data sources, we connect, and then we create what we call data flows. These data flows are what are gonna merge different data sets together into our data set in OAC. So the idea here is to cleanse the data, merge it, enrich it, but also automate that process. So we do it once, and then we run that frequently as much as we need to. And this is very important when we do machine learning models, because we tune our model today based on today's data. Next week or next month, we don't want to go through the exercise manually again. We want this to run automatically by itself. So scheduling these data flows to run automatically is very important, and you can do that with OAC. Now the third step is analyze, and here's where we start doing machine learning. The first way of doing it is to just drag and drop these functions onto visuals. For example, you have a scatter graph, and you can easily detect outliers in your graph by dragging over the outlier function. Or you can do clustering just by dragging the clustering function over to your visual. So this is really the first step of doing machine learning without writing code or doing any training or scoring on the models. It's all running by itself. And then the second way is we do what we call explain. So if you have a data set that's already enriched and already prepared, you can explain different metrics, KPIs, or attributes in the data set. This is very important if you have a large number of columns in your spreadsheet and you don't know how they all correlate to each other. What is the most contributing factor to a certain metric? The explain feature is going to pop up a window just like this with insights about the different columns in your spreadsheet. And in the background, it's really crunching the machine learning models by itself. Again, not writing any code, not training any ML models. It's all automated. Now, if you take it a step further, this is the third approach, which is to actually go and do a training exercise ourselves with a custom implementation of an ML model. So these are the data flow functions. Some of them are pretty simple, aggregating, merging, or adding columns, but some of them are pretty sophisticated. For example, doing a numeric prediction, a multi-classifier, a train clustering ML model. So these are all industry standard ML models available not just in OAC, but any statistical modeling tool. So these are already built in OAC. And if you look at the different types of models, they can be broken down into what is supervised learning versus unsupervised. A supervised model is something we know what the outcome of is. So if you have historical trends of your revenue, you can forecast future trends based on historical data. That's an example of supervised learning model with a numeric prediction. Another type of supervised ML models are what we call classifiers. So we have multi-classifiers and binary classifiers. The binary are what we use to predict yes or no questions. For example, a sales opportunity, is it a win or a loss? Which customers are more likely to renew our service? Again, a yes or no question we're trying to predict. In a similar way, we can do multi-classifiers. So, for example, list of products that your company offers or list of services that you offer. This is something that you know ahead of time. It's supervised because you know what the products are. It's just predicting from the list of products. Okay? So this is all supervised learning ML. Now, if we take it a step further, we start looking at unsupervised learning. So these are things that we do not know ahead of time. For example, what are the groups of customers that you have? We don't know how customers are grouped. We need to figure that out. For example, which customer cohorts are more responsive to certain types of trade promotions. You run trade promotions and certain customers respond differently to these promotions. So doing an unsupervised learning model is going to give you clustering of your customers based on their behavior. In a similar way, we can predict which product packaging is going to be more effective for different customers based on demographics, region, location. So you can do pretty sophisticated stuff with unsupervised learning. All right, so if we look at traditionally how we do ML, ML is typically an exercise consisting of 3 main steps. We train the model, score it, and then we apply it. And to do that, we have to break our data set into a training section and a scoring section. So typically 75% to 25%. It typically takes a lot of time to do this and then do it over and over again. With OAC, it's a lot simpler because what we do is we use the historical data, feed it into an OAC data flow, and it's going to spit out 2 things, the ML model itself and the score. So if you don't like the score, you can tweak it, rerun it, but basically it's going to handle all this breaking up of the data itself. And then once we have an ML model that we're satisfied with, we can apply it in either one of 2 ways. We either drag and drop it over to the visuals, so you'll have it right in front of you showing you the results, or you can feed the results back into a database and integrate through APIs with other systems. So if you segment your customers, you may want to feed that segment back into a CRM system, start doing trade promotions using those segments. So you can do either analytics within OAC itself as an end result, or you can feed the data back into other systems. So this is the summary slide. In a nutshell, there's really 3 different ways to do ML in OAC. The first way is pretty standard and simple, drag and drop into your visuals. And then the second way is if you prepare your data set in a spreadsheet or a one big data set, you can start doing explain on different attributes within the spreadsheet. And the third way is to do something more sophisticated, like I said, which is train your own model, score it, and start applying it to different applications. All right, thanks guys for dropping by.